All right. Let's look at Buddy. George Santos claimed to be one of the first people in the U.S. diagnosed with COVID-19. Looks to be bogus too. How would he even know that? First and foremost, I mean, again, this is the type of dude, he just says stuff. Like, he doesn't really think about it, because the things that he lies about, right? Again, as we've talked about, the types of things that George Soros lies about are incredibly easy to validate as true or false. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I worked here. Oh, let's look at the records. Oh, you didn't work there. Like, it's not. Or my parents are from this country, or all of these things are very easy to validate, especially in modern times. You feel me? Like, but that's my thing. Like, I know he didn't go into any type of real detail about it. This is how, but how would you know that you were one of the first people in the US to catch this shit? Like, come on, bro. Like, millions of people caught this, and you're like, yeah, I was totally like, this dude, man. Look at him. Oh, let me switch the screen. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of busted. Oh, I know. Like, oh my God. Like, this dude. George Santos' latest dubious claims appear to involve a COVID-19 diagnosis from 2020. The timeline of testing positive and getting sick differs in various retellings of the story. Well, of course it differs in various retellings of the story, because like I said in the first place, how would you know that you was one of the first people to get this? Come on, man. Like, we have information about like one of the first people who went to a certain medical center and tested positive for COVID. That can be validated, because you can just search the computer databases and be like, oh, well, on, March X, Y, and Z of this date, this person went into this, and this is the first recorded. That's how so again, that's how you would validate something like that. You could say, I was one of the first recorded people, right? Because then you could validate it. No, oh yeah, I was totally one of the first guys. Like, this dude, God damn. Maggie, you was talking about Sam Bankman-Fried is a lunatic, which he absolutely is. This motherfucker is a lunatic too. I mean, ooh, man. This guy. Yeah, he must be trolling. What was it actually? I think it was, I don't remember who it was, and it's not like it like blew up big, but there's people who say stuff like, oh, he exposed the system. Like, no, he didn't. He's just a lying fucking idiot and got caught up. Conspiracy, them thick conspiracy theories kill me. Obviously conspiracies can be real, but the real thick ones kill me, right? Because they give people too much credit. They give human beings too much credit. It's like, there's one organization that's been ran for hundreds of years that secretly like, no, it's not. People are too mortal. People are too human. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get jealous. Nepotism doesn't always lead to the best people in high positions of authority and management. Like, no, like those deep, thick conspiracy theories, like Illuminati conspiracy theories, like, oh yeah, they run everything and they're totally secret, and then that's why I know all about them. Like, okay, bro. Yeah, nah, Ruby, he really can't help himself. He really can't. Like, this dude, because again, the things he lies about are so stupid. Like, if George Santos never would have mentioned anything about him having COVID at all, other than maybe some experiences that he had or loved ones who died, well, shit, knowing this motherfucker, whoever, that's going to be a lot too. But again, it's stuff like that, though, that people won't really necessarily look into, because you don't really have to personally validate that shit. It's like, oh, well, we have all of these case studies of millions of people who have had COVID-19, so we know what it's like. But when you say, I was one of the first people to get COVID, but you're not one of the first recorded cases, oh, man. Well, Rep. George Santos has been accused of fabricating much of his life story, and the hits keep coming. I mean, man, this dude, they're going to be looking into this dude shit. They're going to be looking into his shit for a very long time, especially because the next 2 years in the federal government, ain't nothing going to be happening. You know what I mean? It's just going to be the Republicans and Democrats not agreeing on anything unless it's to raise the military budget or raise police budgets or some type of shit like that. Or, like eliminate some tax for super wealthy people that's like scribbled somewhere soft in the details, like it was in the fucking the big package that Biden signed at the beginning of the year, the omnibus bill. The Republicans and Democrats, they'll come together for that shit. But when it comes to things that make sense, yeah, they ain't gonna do that. Okay, what did George Santos say? Unfortunately, on the 9th of March, I became symptomatic with what we all know very well, COVID-19, aka coronavirus, commonly known as the Chinese flu, he said. On the 11th, I ended up in the hospital. It was really bad. Fever, body aches. Santos said he was taken to a hospital in Queens, New York by ambulance to spend around 5 hours there in isolation. He said he then had a high fever and hallucinations for several days, ultimately testing positive on March 14th. The Republican said he tested negative on March 26th. So I'm free, coronavirus free. So they're calling me a survivor. My bad, I was reading one of them comments. On the day that Santos said he received his positive test and was bedridden with a fever, his campaign put out a press release on the unfolding COVID crisis, including a quote from Santos. It didn't mention his illness. 4 days later, Santos appeared on Fox Business showing no signs of the disease. See, again, like when you say this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like people are going to look into it, and it's really easy to validate. Like, this shit is ridiculous. And on March 5th, 2021, Santos posted on Twitter that it was his anniversary of being admitted to the hospital for COVID-19, 6 days earlier than the initial date he gave. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Like, what do you even say about this shit other than get this dude the fuck out of Congress? Not that he's the only one who needs to go, but like, God, man. Well, I mean, somebody like this is beyond unpredictable. All you know about somebody like this is you can't trust a goddamn thing they say. That's all you know.